This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah, so to log in into PRPC, so once you started the server, so just click the login button. So it take you to the login screen. Okay. So for initial login username and password is, I'll share this notepad also. No need to copy anything. So default username and password is first initial password, initial username is, this is the username and the install is the password. So using these things, you just log in into a PRPC tool and start creating your own application. Okay. So why we require a own application means, so this is the tool. Using this tool, basically we will develop your applications, right? So to develop an application, we will face some challenges, like we need to learn few rules, and based on that rule knowledge, we will develop the application. So for all this, what you need, application is needed. Currently, you are logging into a administrator at the rate pega.com. So which is pega application, pega platform application. Okay. So for any application development, how the pega is built. So in a live projects or anyway, how the applications are built means, every application you have a top is pega rules or pega platform application. So on top of this application, we will create our own applications. Okay, so this is how it's work. I'm taking the banking applications. Standard Chartered Bank application. So here every application from drag to here. If I want to develop the ICS application, I have to build that on a Pega rules application. Okay, so this is the way every application will build, any application in a live environment. So just a second, guys.
This
Actual
conference will
application.
now be recorded.
So as we discussed, every application it's built on Pega application. Okay, so that's the reason now I'm logging into a PRPC application. PRPC application, how I can log in means by using this username and password, initial username and password. Just log in into a PRPC and create your own applications. Okay, login. You will let you know the structure why they built in between many applications. You let you know. So this is the first time logging into this tool. You should have to understand some basics. What is tab bar, what is left bar, and what is bottom bar, and what is middle area. Okay, uh, just give me a second. It will log in. Okay, so once you log in into the Pega platform application, see this is the Pega platform application. So now you are here. So from there you will create your own applications. Okay, this is header bar. The header bar basically main things are, here you have the searching for a rules option. Here you have the checkout rule. So you completely don't know what is checkout and what is check-in. So just this is not a one day learning tool. It's a keep on adding the things into the rule, in things into one by one, day by day you will learn the rules, and day by day you will form a stack. Okay, so one day it's not the things to learn. So it's a day by day learning tool. This is search bar. Here you can search the rules name. You don't know currently what is rule also. Okay, so you will learn in coming sessions. So just concentrate today on this part. This is the application part. So application name, it will display here everywhere. This is common, whether it respect to a personal edition or a live application, anywhere. Okay, this is pega platform application. So application details you will get to know in a header bar. Though basically bottom bar is a debugging tool and the left side is a explorer bar. This is explorer bar. You get to know what the things in inside there. So today your first assignment is, once you log in, this is header and this is bottom and the left side is explorer bar. Okay, so if you place a cursor here, it will give the what is explorer. So it's a favorite explorer, it's a record explorer, it's a app explorer. Okay, so you here you can see the recent, right? Recent explorer, case types explorer. Explorer is adding whatever you are seeing after this. Here you can see the recent written explorer, because the terminology is most important with this tool. Today your first job is go to records explorer, first point. So go to record explorer. This is your first assignment. You will learn all these explorers one by one. Okay, so once you log in into PRPC, go to the record explorer. You have to mug up all these categories. Okay, this is your first assignment, reading the categories and rule types. Okay, so what is category, what is rule type mean? Whatever you are seeing right here, this is all categories. Under these categories you have the rule types. These are the rule types. Activity is a one rule type, binary file is a one rule type. So why I am teaching these things mean, suppose if I want to create one rule, the rule name is property. Okay, so what is property you don't know, but just I want to create that rule. I want to create that rule. So every rule is, it's under some category. You don't know the category, then what, how the way you search is like, I'll search here, where is property, no property, no property. So like this my time will kill. Okay, if I don't know the category and the rule type, directly I will go and I'll create a property, right click and create a property. So this is the advantage. If you learn, if you know under the rules are present under which category, then you can directly go and open. So in this categories, forget about these four categories. Okay, integration, connector, mapping, resource services, leave it, and survey part, leave it. So apart from these five, you can mug up all the categories and rule type. So words are very important, the categories and rule types. Okay, so each category have its own rule type. So in further sessions, if I ask to create a section, so under which category it is lies, that is the question. You should have to tell me, like under user interface you have the session category, and right click and create a rule. Okay, so this is your first assignment. What is your first assignment? To read categories and rule type. So so you start mugging that, right? The way you have to do is, first application category, write it. Don't mug up. First write it. Under this category I have a rule type is application. Like this you have to practice every day. Application definition is a category and application is a rule type. Okay, so this is all over the top level, all are the categories. Inside that you have the rule types. This will help you a lot. Okay, now see, this point is we already covered. Okay, every application in pega BPM tool, it should be built on pega rules. So same thing we discuss. Okay, ICICI application or HDFC application or SCB application. So every application it should be built on pega rules. Okay, so I'll take some example, then we'll start creating the application. How we can create, I'll let you know. Now, so once I share the recording video, watch this video and draw your today onwards start making a notes all the things in the notes only, like so day one what you learn, so just take the definitions and try to make it in a notebook. So everything should be present in a notebook, or else just write in a at least systems notepad. So what you understand? So what is this all rings means? I have the organization ICICI, means I'm going to create a ICICI bank application. So this ICICI bank application I will build for India division and US division. Just consider. And India, my operation is loan onboarding a customer in the sense I have a loan application that I'm going to digitalize. So from whenever the customer is reached to the bank or agent, so they'll open this application and they collecting the information from the user and they raise the loan application. Loan will be approved or rejected, that as per the process. Okay. So our business is to develop the loan application. So that is onboarding a loan application. Okay, the same business I have, but here the process is different, and in USA also process is different. This is what we are going to develop. Okay, so under ICICI you have the two divisions, India and US. So here US they have their own operations and India have its own operations. Okay, so this onboarding is the application name. We are going to build onboarding is a case type. This onboarding business I am building in India. Basically, just consider Hyderabad or else state Telangana. So here the same onboarding case I'll build for Las Vegas, Los Angeles. Okay, so this is the structure. What you understand from this structure is what is this part and what is this part and what is this part and what is this part. Okay, so this part you will learn in a coming section. So why I'm introduced here itself means with this ICS application, what is our line of business? Okay, my line of business is loan onboarding. So my line of business for the Los Angeles is also loan onboarding, but the terms and condition for these two divisions is a different. So they have their own process as per the country wise. Okay, so here it's a organization layer. It's organization. Okay, so this is called division. This is called unit. Okay, so this is case type, we'll discuss later. Concentrate on these three parts. Every application have, this is application name itself, and the organization also. ICICI is the organization, whoever world I am maintaining that organization. In this organization I have the division India, and many divisions are there. Just I am taking only two divisions. Okay, and the TZ is the and the LA is the both are the units, but the units are how they are forming a structure for this is you get to know once we started the application creation. So this is basic idea about the organization structure. Okay, so I'll share this pic also. No need to copy anything. Now we are going to create a application. What is the application we are going to create? ICICI Bank application. This application, so just now whatever you observe, right? Let me open that again. This one. So I have this organization in a two divisions, India and USA. So for these two divisions, the core component is same, but the line of business is acting as a different as per the government. So నాకు కోర్ కాంపోనెంట్ అంటే ప్రాసెస్ సేమే ఆన్బోర్డింగ్ ఆఫ్ ద కస్టమర్స్ లోన్ అప్లికేషన్ కస్టమర్స్ ఇన్ ఇండియా అండ్ యుఎస్ఏ ఆల్మోస్ట్ ఆల్ సేమ్ but as per the government lines I might be take a different documents here, I might be take a different process here, documents process verification. So here we have a civil, they have the civil in USA or other countries, they have their own mechanism to identify the customer whether is a valid customer or any fraud customer. Okay, so as per that concern I'm going to create application. This is the application name. This application, first I'm going to create framework application. What is framework? You let you know. And then I'll create pega application. Why this is structure is changing from directly pega to in between framework application means, so as per our example, the onboarding process is almost common in both the countries. Okay, so ICICI is my application. I'm going to create ICICI bank. Under that onboarding is a key step. I'm going to create ICICI application and the business for onboarding. So this business is same almost in both the countries. Okay, then why should I develop in a two parts? నేను ఎందుకు ఇలా ఇండియాకి సపరేట్గా సేమ్ డెవలప్ చేసి మళ్ళీ యూఎస్కి కూడా సేమ్ డెవలప్ చేయడం? That's the reason we will create a base. Base is nothing but a common base. That common base we will call it as a framework application. So అంటే యుఎస్కి ఇండియాకి కామన్గా ఉన్న బేస్ని క్రియేట్ చేసి ఫస్ట్ ఆ బేస్ పేరు ఏమంటామంటే ఫ్రేమ్వర్క్ అప్లికేషన్ అంటాం. అంటే కామన్గా యూజ్ చేసే రూల్స్ వరకు we will kept in a framework layer. So whatever the individuality rules that we will kept in a ఇండివిజువల్ అప్లికేషన్. ఇండియాకి స్పెసిఫిక్గా స్టోర్ చేసుకుంటాం, యుఎస్కి స్పెసిఫిక్గా స్టోర్ చేసుకుంటాం. దిస్ ఈజ్ వాట్ ఐడియా వై ద ఫ్రేమ్వర్క్స్ ఆర్ కేమ్ ఇన్ టు ది పిక్చర్ మీన్ యూ హ్యావ్ సమ్ రీయూజబిలిటీ కాంపోనెంట్ దట్ దట్ ఈస్ స్పెసిఫిక్ టు స్పెసిఫిక్ అనమాట. ఓకే, సో that reusability component you will use in a different other applications. So but they have their own changes, they can do their own changes, and top of that they'll get some reusability components from the framework application. That's the reason you have the framework application in a real-time application. Just now you saw the pega rules in between the BRD application. you have 4 layers in between. So what is the 4 layers? 4 layers is nothing but 4 applications in between. So why we are using that mean some reusability component is we are inheriting. ఇక్కడ మేము ఏం చేస్తున్నాం అంటే ఇన్హెరిటింగ్ చేస్తున్నాం. పెగా అప్లికేషన్ నుంచి డైరెక్ట్గా ఐసిఐసి అప్లికేషన్ క్రియేట్ చేయాలంటే పెగా నుంచి ఈ ఐసిఐసి అప్లికేషన్ సమ్ ఇన్హెరిట్ చేసుకుంటుంది. దిస్ ఈజ్ ఎ పేరెంట్ అప్లికేషన్, దిస్ ఈజ్ ఎ చైల్డ్ అప్లికేషన్. In between these two you are adding one more application, which means this application itself it's have some rules. ఆ రూల్స్ నాకు ఈ అప్లికేషన్ కావాలి. That's why I'm changing my application development in this way. So in this process, first what I need to create means first I will create a ICIC framework application. Later I will build a ICIC implementation applications. Okay, so let's see, start the developing the application. This is the base introduction. Now we are going to create a new application. Okay, so here everything are a rules only. Whatever we are going to create, application itself, it's a rule. Go to the application menu part. This is the application menu. If you place the cursor, it will give the info application menu. Click this down arrow of the application menu. Here you have the option. See, you will create the application on top of pega rules. First thing, pega platform application, everywhere it's same. And in live you never and ever create any application. You will never get a chance to create application, that for sure. Okay, you have 10 years experience, 5 years experience, or 15 or 20 years, they don't get a chance to create applications. Okay, this is just knowledge based, and we are going to practice our own application development in a personal edition. Then you should have to know how to create application. Okay, here you have the two types of application, you already get to know. So మీకు ఆల్రెడీ తెలిసిపోవాలి టూ టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ అప్లికేషన్. ఎలా అంటే ఒక అప్లికేషన్ ఏమో ఫ్రేమ్వర్క్గా క్రియేట్ చేస్తున్నాము, ఒక అప్లికేషన్ ఏమో ఇంప్లిమెంటేషన్గా క్రియేట్ చేస్తున్నాము. అంటే ఇంప్లిమెంటేషన్ అంటే ఇట్స్ ఓన్ ఫర్ ఓన్లీ ఫర్ ఇండియా డివిజన్. అలా అంటే దెన్ వీ విల్ క్రియేట్ ఏ ఇంప్లిమెంటేషన్ అప్లికేషన్ ఆన్ టాప్ ఆఫ్ పెగా రూల్స్. If I want to create a combined, they can use in a both the divisions, then I'll create a framework application. Okay, reusability components if you want to add, that comes under framework application. If I want to create specific to one division, then I'll go to create a implementation application. So that's the reason the application structure, you have two applications, one is framework application and the another one is the implementation application. Okay, I'll show you. While creating the application you will get these two options under application structure. Now, so after clicking this down arrow, go to create a new application. Now you already know what is built-on application. So built-on application is nothing but you are going to create ICICI bank application on top of some framework on top of pega rules. So these comes under your built-on applications. Okay, so you will get these options here. Now see where you are built your application. Currently I'm going to create what application? I'm going to create a framework application first. Okay, so this application I'm going to create, don't click anything here, so click all types here. First my application is framework application is, this will build on which rule? Pega applications first. So click on all type and search here pega platform application. Pega rules or pega platform, both are same. Select from a drop down and use this type, click this button. Just wait for a second. Now what is your application name? My application is now I'm going to create a framework application. So my application name is ICIC framework, FW in the sense framework application. Okay, so before going to create application, just click the advanced configurations. Don't click directly create application. Just give the name and click the advanced configurations. Here you will find the structure, class structure. Okay. Now what you decide in your organization setting in earlier, what is your organization? ICIC is the organization and divisions are this and the units are this, right? The same way here, what is your organization? Don't confuse organization name and application name. We are keeping uh, the same because your organization, generally how it works means Reliance is the organization and the digital and the marketing. So all these comes under what? It's a application, different individual application. Now I'm going to create a ICICI Bank is my organization and ICICI India is one application. So that is ICICI Bank onboarding application I'm going to build. Don't confuse. Okay. So just follow this structure. You will get to know in some time. So organization is ICICI Bank. So division is I'm making now for India. So in India, my operations is under Telangana. Okay, better to make it all caps. So now what application structure you are going to create as per our scenario? Framework, right? Change this to a framework first. So this is what the application structure you have. So application structure you have for the framework and the implementation. If it is a framework, what happened? You're going to create some reusability application. If it is a implementation, what happened? It's a standalone application. There is no common rules we are going to create. It's specific to that application only. Okay. Now, see the framework application name, it's automatically coming the framework and the organization, what organization you are going to create. So means under ICICI organization, you are going to create ICICI framework is the application. Okay. So just observe the class structure. Class structure for the framework. First, we are going to create a class structure for the framework. So how this is formed? This is formed like a organization layer and the framework layer, and the here everything is a layers. Okay, application layer and the class group. You get to know the class group. Always it might be a work only. Always it should be a work in a real time or anyway. So this is the class structure for the ఫ్రేమ్వర్క్ అప్లికేషన్స్. సో అంటే ఎలా ఉందో చూడండి. ఆర్గనైజేషన్ లేయర్, ఫ్రేమ్వర్క్ లేయర్ అండ్ ద అప్లికేషన్ లేయర్ అండ్ ద క్లాస్ గ్రూప్. సో ఇట్స్ ఆల్వేస్ వర్క్. క్లాస్ గ్రూప్ నేమ్ ఈస్ ఆల్వేస్ వర్కే ఉంటుంది. సో అది అలానే గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. ఓకే. సో మీకు ఎలా వస్తుందంటే క్వశ్చన్స్ ఇప్పుడు వాట్ ఈజ్ యువర్ ఫ్రేమ్వర్క్ క్లాస్ స్ట్రక్చర్? దిస్ ఇస్ ద బేసిక్ క్వశ్చన్. సో our framework class structure includes first organization layer and the framework layer and the application layer and the follows by the class group. This should be your answer. Okay, ఈ layers ఎందుకు, why we are creating these layers, you get to know in a coming sessions why we are having this many layers. Okay, this is for the reusability purpose. You will get to know how the reusability is applied with using these layers. Definitely you will get to know. Okay, so now this is your framework class structure. Now I am going to create a first framework application. Okay, clear, right? Class structure, ఈ క్లాస్ స్ట్రక్చర్ ఎందుకు అని అంటే ఇట్స్ ఏ రీయూజబిలిటీ రూల్స్ ని క్రియేట్ చేస్తాం. దాట్ టైమ్ ద క్లాస్ స్ట్రక్చర్ విల్ ప్లేస్ ఏ మేజర్ రోల్. ఓకే, సో ఇది ఎంత క్లారిటీగా ఉంటే మీ రూల్స్ అంతా క్లారిటీగా ఆర్గనైజ్ చేయొచ్చు. సింపుల్గా ఏంటంటే మీరు హౌస్లో ఉన్నారు, థింగ్స్ అన్ని తీసుకొచ్చి సెంటర్లో పెడితే ఇఫ్ ఇన్ ఆర్డర్ టు ఫైండ్ వన్ థింగ్ ఇట్స్ టేక్ టైమ్ టు గెట్ ఇట్. అంటే అన్ని థింగ్స్ ఒక దగ్గరనే ఉన్నాయి, దాంట్లో నుంచి ఒక ఐటమ్ని ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేయాలంటే ఇట్స్ వెరీ డిఫికల్ట్. అదే మీరు ఆ థింగ్స్ అన్నిటిని సమ్ కిచెన్ ఐటమ్స్ కిచెన్, బెడ్రూమ్ ఐటమ్ బెడ్రూమ్, హాల్ ఐటమ్స్ హాల్, ఇలా డివైడ్ చేశారనుకోండి, ఇఫ్ యూ వాంట్ టు ఫైండ్ సంథింగ్ ఇట్స్ వెరీ ఈజీ. In the same way, rules also, you're placing somewhere rules. So while creating that rule, you want to place that in the application layer or framework layer or organization layer. Based on the usage of that rule, you will place in any one of the layer, so that while retrieving also it's very easy. అదే సేమ్ ఇంట్లో మనం థింగ్స్నే ఎగ్జాంపులే దీనికి తీసుకోండి. మీరు కరెక్ట్గా ప్లేస్ చేస్తే ఇట్స్ వెరీ ఈజీ టు రిట్రీవ్. అదే తీసుకొచ్చి అన్ని ఒకే లేయర్లో పెట్టారనుకోండి, సిస్టమ్ ఆల్సో ఇట్ ఫీల్ సమ్ డిఫికల్టీ టు ఫైండ్. డెఫినెట్లీ ఇట్ విల్ ఫైండ్, బట్ ద ప్రాసెసింగ్ టైమ్ ఇట్ విల్ మే ఇంక్రీజ్. Okay, so that's the reason class structure is very important to the any application. Now this is my class structure for a framework application. Okay, let's create it. Once the framework application is created, you will get the operator details immediately. Just make a note of that. అంటే డిఫాల్ట్గా ఒక ఆపరేటర్ ఐడి పాస్వర్డ్ వస్తాయి అన్నమాట. సో మీరు దాన్ని వెంబడే బ్యాకప్ తీసుకోండి. యాక్చువల్గా మనమే వన్స్ అప్లికేషన్ క్రియేట్ కాగానే ఆపరేటర్ ఐడిని మనమే యాడ్ చేస్తాం అప్లికేషన్కి. సో యూజింగ్ దాట్ అప్లికేషన్ that operator ID, I will log in into the framework application, ICIC framework application. Just now you log in into a PRPC application. So once you log in, you are creating your own application. Once the application is created, just add operators to this application. See, this is the operators menu to add to the operators. And operators ante users anamata, add user. So at least I have to interact with this ICIC framework application. I need one operator. ఇప్పుడు జస్ట్ నేను ఎలా administrator@pega.com తో లాగిన్ అయ్యానో ఆ యూజర్ అనేది, ఆ యూజర్స్ నేను యాడ్ చేయాలి. లేకపోతే హౌ ఐ కెన్ వర్క్ విత్ దిస్ అప్లికేషన్? నో, రైట్? సో వాట్ ఎవర్ ద యూజర్స్ యూ ఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు క్రియేట్, that name is called it as operators. Okay, so operators are under the category of organization, the operator ID. సో అంటే మీరు నెక్స్ట్ టైం ఐసిసి ఫ్రేమ్వర్క్ లాగిన్ అయ్యి if you want to add another user, you just want to create this rule అనమాట. ఈ అప్లికేషన్కి ఈ రూల్ని క్రియేట్ చేస్తే then there is a another operator to log in that application. We'll see that things in a later section. Just I am going to add the framework, right? So this is my name. On top of that, I am going to add ICICI framework. So the syntax why I am maintaining here, it is this is my name and this is the application name. So this how the generally operators will maintain in a real time also. So add this one. Basically in a Saturday I'll take the time bit more. So this is operator name. కొంచెం ఎక్కువ టైం తీసుకుంటాను సాటర్డేస్, వీక్ డేస్ కన్నా. the password చూడండి, the first login password, whenever you are login you have to create new password. So let's login into your ICICI Bank application now. This is username and this is system generated password, and next step it will ask you to create new one. Using the existing one you have to create. This is the only first time it will ask. Next time onwards it won't ask. I'll maintain always rules is my password. Now you're logging into you have the different studios, like you have a different studios like admin studio, app studio, dev studio. So don't think anything, just shift to dev studio, blindly shift to dev studio. Always your work lies in dev studio only. Okay, so this is the framework application, ICICI Bank framework application. You just log in into your own application just now whatever you created. Okay, so let me open a application definition. So click here down arrow, here you can see the option definition. It's bit slow with the first time login. Definition. So click on definition. See, this is the framework application. This framework application, it's built on pega rules, right? So see, the all the rules here, it is framework rules. ICAC framework, ICAC framework INT, and ICAC INT, ICAC. This is the rules. సో మీరు ఈ రూల్ సెట్ కింద జనరల్గా ఏం సేవ్ చేస్తాం అంటే రూల్స్ సేవ్ చేస్తాం. దీస్ రూల్స్ కెన్ బి యూజ్డ్ ఇన్ ఏ అనదర్ అప్లికేషన్స్. ఓకే, సో నౌ యూ క్రియేటెడ్ a framework on top of pega rules. This part is done. You created a framework on top of pega rules. Now just log in into again the PRPC application, base application, this application, or else this application. Now you are into this application, right? On top of this, I'm going to create a new application with these configurations. Okay, generally you will create anywhere also fine, like login into a pega base application, administrator@pega.com, and you will create your own ICICI bank application. While creating that, just add a built on is framework application. We'll see now. I'll show you. Click all types. Now here don't select pega rules because you want to build this application on top of framework. See, if you go back one step, let me open again, you will get ICICI bank framework. In earlier this won't happen, the framework is not happening. So now you are going to a new application on top of this framework. Just click here, continue. Okay, just click continue. So now you are going to give a name of your application. So what is your name of application now? ICICI bank application. So in earlier ICICI framework you created, right? ICICI implementation application. While going to create this application, just click advanced setting. So this is application name. IA. So IA is nothing but an implementation application. Just consider that. So structure, what application I am going to create? This time I am going to create implementation, not framework. So that's the reason you have to select the radio button implementation. So you can change it and you can select it. Okay. Now coming to the organization setting, this is your organization. See, in implementation structure, you can have a add into, సో అంటే క్లాస్ స్ట్రక్చర్కి మీరు డివిజన్ యాడ్ చేయొచ్చు, యూనిట్ని యాడ్ చేయొచ్చు. చూడండి, డివిజన్ లేయర్ని యాడ్ చేయాలనుకోండి, యూ కెన్ యాడ్ ఇట్ డివిజన్. ఓకే, సో ఇఫ్ యూ వాంట్ టు యాడ్ యూనిట్ ఆల్సో యాడ్. సో ఇన్ ఎర్లియర్ క్లాస్ స్ట్రక్చర్ ఇఫ్ యూ అబ్జర్వ్ ద ఫ్రేమ్వర్క్, దిస్ హ్యావ్ ద ఫిక్స్డ్ వన్. నువ్వేమి డివిజన్స్ అవి యాడ్ చేయలేం, డివిజన్స్ యూనిట్స్ యాడ్ చేయలేం. ఇన్స్టెడ్ ఆఫ్ డివిజన్ అండ్ యూనిట్ యూ హ్యావ్ ఓన్లీ ఫ్రేమ్వర్క్ లేయర్స్. ఓకే, బట్ హియర్ యూ కెన్ సీ ఇంప్లిమెంటేషన్ క్లాస్ స్ట్రక్చర్, you get a chance to add division and unit. Okay, so see, I'm switching to framework. If I'm going to create again this ICICI implementation application as a framework, then see, there is no chance for adding a division and unit. This is the only one finding difference between these two, application and implementation and framework. Okay, you can get a chance to add divisions and units. So my division is, first division is INT India. So implementation application now I'm going to create for TZ region, అంటే తెలంగాణ క్రియేట్ చేస్తున్నాను. మీరేం చేయాలంటే you have to create LA division also. So for LA division కి మీరు ఐసిఐసి బ్యాంక్ ఇంప్లిమెంటేషన్ అప్లికేషన్ క్రియేట్ చేయండి ఒకటి. సో ఫస్ట్ అప్లికేషన్ వైల్ గోయింగ్ టు క్రియేట్ జస్ట్ యాడ్ వన్, సెకండ్ అప్లికేషన్ వైల్ గోయింగ్ టు క్రియేట్ యాడ్ టూ, సో దట్ యూ కెన్ డిఫరెన్షియేట్. దిస్ ఈస్ IA1 ఈజ్ ఫర్ ఇండియా, IA2 ఈజ్ ఫర్ యుఎస్. అలా మెయింటైన్ చేసుకోండి మీరు. సో నౌ ఐఎమ్ గోయింగ్ టు క్రియేట్ ఓన్లీ దిస్ పార్ట్. మీరు ఈ పాత్ను కూడా క్రియేట్ చేయండి. నేను ఎలా క్రియేట్ చేశానంటే, సో ఐసిఐసిఐ ఇంప్లిమెంటేషన్ అప్లికేషన్ని క్రియేట్ చేశాను. వీటికన్నిటికి ముందల బోత్ ఇండియాకి యుఎస్కి దెన్ ఐ క్రియేటెడ్ ఏ సమ్ ఫ్రేమ్వర్క్ అప్లికేషన్. సో వాట్ ఈస్ ద ఫ్రేమ్వర్క్ అప్లికేషన్? ఇట్స్ ఏ కామన్ రూల్స్ విచ్ వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు యూస్ ఇన్ ఏ బోత్ అప్లికేషన్. ఓకే, జస్ట్ ఇదంతా ప్రాక్టీస్ పర్పస్కి క్రియేట్ చేస్తున్నాను. అలా ఇలానే ఉంటుందని నేను చెప్పను. సో బేసికల్లీ ఒక ఇంప్లిమెంటేషన్ అప్లికేషన్ మీద వర్క్ చేస్తున్నప్పుడు, if you see the application definition, definitely it will build on some two or three another application. Don't confuse why we are building on that. Why means we are going to create our own implementation on top of some existing rules which needs my application. That's why I'm going to create. Okay, so if you want to maintain same thing, you can maintain. So here while going to create a US division, ఈ డివిజన్ కూడా చేంజ్ అయిపోద్ది అప్పుడు. సో దాట్స్ ఏ US division. Okay, so TG I'm not going to add. Generally everywhere, so they might be add division or not, I don't know, but the division is the minimum thing. Minimum they will add it. Okay, so you need to add share most probably division add chestar. This is my implementation class structure and organization settings.
Ram, I
Now,
have a doubt.
yep,
Can I ask in the between or in the last I should ask?
yes, you can ask now.
Okay, so
Yeah.
now you have created for India, right? It's a sorry, framework application I already created where we have given, framework name. In that you have added India. Then how to create for US? It's the same, right?
Yes, same create here, it is a 2. So now you are
Okay,
going to create a implementation application 2, that is for this part.
US part. Okay,
Okay, so just change your settings here. Here it is true and the division is US, and
oh,
add the division to here.
okay, cool. Thank you.
Okay, yeah. So that is your second assignment. Okay, so first assignment is you have to read the categories and rule type, and the second one is create a not 5 implementation, at least 2 implementation and 2 framework application. Generally you will not create in a live environment. Sorry. So why I'm asking to create 2 means, while creating this application you will get many things like framework, you will get to know the application class structure, you get to know, and the structure you get to know. So that's the reason I'll ask you to create this one. Okay, so now implementation application I'm going to create. So this also same, it will create some operator IDs for the implementation also. Now I changed this to a rules, same thing you will work. Okay, so this is the implementation class structure. The way it says organization, division and unit, application layer and class group. So tomorrow if I ask for what is the implementation class structure means, you should have to tell organization layer followed by the division, unit and application and class group. Okay, so yeah, this created for you. Just add it ram @ICIC. Now what is your application? Underscore IA1. This is the way we will create the operator IDs. Add it. Okay, so it will not taking the underscores. This is for framework user and this is for implementation user. Okay. Now I'll log in into this operator ID. Just click done. Go to the left side corner and click here and log off. Using the temporary password, just log in and change to new password. Same process for both. Again, I'll use the same thing, rules only. Now you are going to log in into your implementation application. See, so now this is what ICICI Bank implementation application 2. So sorry, I just want to create a one, but anyway, it's fine. 2 is for India division, just consider. Okay, see, if you see in this application, you have ICICI framework. Just open this, which means this application is built on some framework application. This framework is built on some pega rules. So this is the structure you are getting, right? This application is built on framework. Framework is built on pega rules. See, this is how it's work. That's why whenever I show you in a live application, right, that is also having so many built on application. What is built on application mean? You are building your application on top of some other application which is a reusable component. Okay, same here, it's have its own rule set, ICICI IA. So IA is a implementation application 1. If you see the framework have its own rule set. సో రూల్ సెట్ అంటే ఏంటి, ఈ రూల్ సెట్లో ఏం స్టోర్ చేస్తాం అనేది విల్ లెట్ యూ నో. బట్ జస్ట్ అబ్జర్వ్ ద స్టాక్. దీన్ని ఏమంటారు అంటే రూల్ సెట్ స్టాక్ అంటారు, లేదంటే అప్లికేషన్ రూల్ సెట్ స్టాక్ అంటారు. ఈ స్టాక్లో ఏముంటాయంటే రూల్ సెట్స్ ఉంటాయి. ఈ రూల్ సెట్స్ అబ్జర్వ్ చేస్తే మన అప్లికేషన్ స్పెసిఫిక్గా క్రియేట్ అవుతాయి. ఐసిఐసి బ్యాంక్ ఐఏ అప్లికేషన్ స్పెసిఫిక్ రూల్ సెట్. సో హియర్ యూ హ్యావ్ ద framework related rule sets. These are okay. Like this you have to create a IA2 application. Okay, so now if you want to build your common rules, then you have to log in into a ICICI framework. If you want to specific to India, if you want to work, you have to log in into your ICICI IA1 application. Okay, so this is how it's work. Let me show you one more thing. So once you are login, go to the operator. This is the operator icon. Click this and click the operator. Here you can see your settings, whatever you built while creating the application. Here you can see the organization details. Go to the work. Here you can see the organization. I have this operator under this organization structure. ICICI is the organization, India is division, and the Telangana is my unit. Okay, so ante ee organization structure kinda I have the application 1, implementation application. So ఇదే సేమ్ ఆర్గనైజేషన్ కింద యూ హ్యావ్ ఎ ఫ్రేమ్వర్క్ అప్లికేషన్ ఆల్సో, రైట్? సో ఇదే కదా మనం అనుకున్నది, ఇదే ఆర్గనైజేషన్ స్ట్రక్చర్, ఆర్గనైజేషన్ డివిజన్ అండ్ యూనిట్. సో ఈ స్ట్రక్చర్ కింద వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు మెయింటైన్ ఏ మెయిన్లీ 2 అప్లికేషన్. One is the framework and one is the implementation. Framework is for common for the both these divisions. The implementation applications I am going to create a 2. That 2 is individual to India, individual to US. ఓకే, సో జనరల్గా ఇంత కాంప్లెక్సిటీగా ఎందుకు చెప్పానంటే ఇలానే ఉంటాయి లైవ్ అప్లికేషన్స్ కాబట్టి. సో యూ షుడ్ హ్యావ్ టు ప్రాక్టీస్ అండ్ యూ షుడ్ హ్యావ్ టు అండర్స్టాండ్ ఇన్ దిస్ వే ఓన్లీ. సో ఐఎమ్ స్టాపింగ్ ద సెషన్ హియర్ అండ్ యువర్ అసైన్మెంట్స్ ఈస్, టుడేస్ అసైన్మెంట్ ఈస్ క్రియేట్ extra US application, right? US, just create that one. That is fine. No need to create a frameworks also. Just create one framework as we discussed here and create one implementation application that is for a with same organization settings for US region. Okay, I hope I covered all things in this text. Okay, so this is one point missing. Let me add it. So every time you will get a default password for the operator ID, right? So just try to create once you are creating the operator. Once you created a the US region application, don't add the operators. Just log off. So మీకు ఆప్షన్ వస్తుంది చూడండి, యాడ్ ఆపరేటర్ అని. వన్స్ యూ క్రియేటెడ్ ద అప్లికేషన్, డోంట్ యాడ్ ఇట్. సో బట్ యువర్ ఇంటెన్షన్ ఈస్ ఐ నీడ్ ఆపరేటర్ ఇన్ దిస్ యుఎస్ రీజన్. ఎలా యాడ్ చేస్తారో థింక్ చేయండి. సో ఎలా అనంటే ఎవ్రీ ఆపరేటర్ వన్స్ యూ క్రియేటెడ్ ఎక్కడ స్టోర్ అవుతాయంటే, దిస్ ఈస్ కమింగ్ టు ద నెక్స్ట్ క్లాస్ బట్ ఐఎమ్ టీచింగ్ హియర్ ఇట్ సెల్ఫ్. ఒక ఆపరేటర్ని క్రియేట్ చేస్తే సో ఆపరేటర్స్ ఎక్కడ ఉంటారంటే, go to the organization and this is the place, click directly on these operators. You will get to know how many operators are present in this application. అంటే మీరు ఒకవేళ ఒక అప్లికేషన్కి ఆపరేటర్ని క్రియేట్ చేయాలంటే సో జస్ట్ చూడండి, ఎగ్జిస్టింగ్ ఆపరేటర్స్ని చూసి అబ్జర్వ్ చేయండి. దిస్ ఈస్ ఫ్రేమ్వర్క్ ఆపరేటర్ అండ్ దిస్ ఈస్ ఇంప్లిమెంటేషన్ ఆపరేటర్. అండ్ అగైన్ in a later you will get one more operator, but don't add that operator. Just open this implementation operator. ఇక్కడ ఏమొచ్చింది, యాక్సెస్ గ్రూప్ వచ్చింది. ఈ యాక్సెస్ గ్రూప్ will differentiate which application this operator can access. Now this operator is pointing to a IA1 application, but in your case what happened, if you want to create a new operator, just create it. Okay, anyway, we'll see these things tomorrow. Okay, so don't hurry, just create a new application with US region. Okay, let's wait guys.